How are we doing there, boys and girls? Manthus here, and welcome back to another video. So today we're going to talk a little bit about some of this new Domination Gear that's causing people a headache. People are trying to work out, well, is this new piece of gear that I'm going to get from the raid going to mean I have to recraft my legendary? Something that people would, out of choice, like to, not have to do. We're not getting any sort of refund for, you can't sell your old legendary to get a refund on Soul Ash to help cover the cost of the new one, and only if you absolutely definitely have to people are people going to do this. Now, it's been a bit of a thing over the last couple of weeks, people starting to look at it, chip away at it, and are trying to slowly but surely put together some numbers for you guys. Now, of course, I want to bring it from two angles today in this video. We're going to look at, well, what are the classes, what are the specs out there that are going to be changing where their legendary is equipped and why. And then secondly, of course, like we do on this channel, we're going to look at it from a goblin perspective. If you are one of those people that is crafting these base items, which ones should you be focusing on? Which are going to be the popular ones going into patch 9.1 and beyond. So the thing that sparked me to do this was an article that popped up on Wowhead. It was talking about, quite simply, let's bring it into screen here, legendaries to recraft for patch 9.1, and importantly, this is some advice from the Wowhead class writers. These are the guys that I'm going to entrust my knowledge in, that they know what they're talking about. These are, for the most part, very seasoned players of the game that are putting together the class guides for Wowhead, and I'm inclined to, go by the assumption that if these guys say that if you play a Resto Shaman, you should be probably doing this, or if you're a Guardian Druid, you should probably be wearing this, I'm willing to trust them on that one. Feel free to throw your comments down below if you disagree with any of this, but a lot of this is mainly going on the advice of these who should be at least the experts. But anyway, why are we recrafting legendaries in 9.1 in the first place? Well, the new Sanctum of Domination Raid is going to be dropping some gear, often being referred to as Domination Gear. This whole patch is a little bit S&M for my liking, but sure. And in those pieces of gear, there can be gem slots, and those gem slots will take these shards of domination. New special type of gem. Unfortunately, it's got nothing to do with dual crafting. These gems are also apparently going to drop from the raid as well, but the items that these can be are in very set slots. So, for example, all classes, the helm, the shoulders, and the chest piece have a chance for a domination socket on them. Now, depending on which armor class you play, there are two other slots where you may get these domination sockets. Now, these are the less important ones, mainly because if you get the helm, the shoulders, and the chest, and you put the same colour gem in all of them, you get a nice chunky bonus. Let's quickly look on the PTR just real quick, as I've been doing some testing with this. Picked up a few pieces of armour. You can throw gems in them. This dude who is in Corthia, you guys will find him relatively quickly. Allows you to trade up and skill up your gems. He also sells a few other stuff, but don't need to worry about that for the purpose of this video. But these gems go in to these domination slots, and as and when you get a combo of 3 of them, you can see they trigger a bonus. These bonuses are appearing to be very powerful, and because of their power, they are going to supersede on the best in slot list a legendary. This is the main reason why people are looking to recraft their legendaries, and because the helm, the shoulders, and the chest piece are all sort of big stat, main stat, chunky pieces of gear, often bits where people have put their legendary previously for the fact that they tend to hold more stats on them. This is why people are going to have to look to change where their legendary goes. They're pushing the legendaries out to the off pieces. If we bring the article back in again, we can see if you happen to be a cloth wearer, there's the option for domination socket on braces and belt, but when you add the other 3 in, it basically means there's 5 pieces of 5 armor slots which you're just not going to have your legendary in, and it means that you're looking at things like capes, you're looking at things like belts for a lot of classes. The jewel crafters out there are going to have an absolute field day with this, because it's meaning lots of people are looking at either the necklace or the rings for attaching their legendaries to. So with this information in hand, what did we do? Well, we decided that we need to try and work out which are going to be the popular pieces, and we based that on some further information that this article gave us. Somebody has put together, somebody at Wowhead has put together a good little list of, if you play this spec and you use this legendary, where is going to be the best place for you to put it based on this domination gear. So you can see they've split it down into tanks, healers, melee DPS, and then range DPS. And so what we did is we took this data, this information, and we collated it from a goblin perspective. Now, of course, if you want to look at this article yourself, the link to it is down below. Feel free to jump through, and if you want to pinpoint your specific spec and your specific class, and you know, which, depending on which legendary you prefer, you can get this information. Like I said, I'm putting trust in the Wowhead guys to have at least made sure that this information is pretty good. Your testing may vary, but I threw it all into the Shadowlands cheat sheet from a goblin perspective for those out there that are crafting legendaries. Which are the ones that are going to be popular? It's a very common question by crafters that are trying to make a bit of gold out there. Then, well, if I level up tailoring, for example, which one should I level first? Should I level the legs, or should I level the cape, or whatever? And so we collated the information together, and some of the results are very surprising. For example, the Grim Veiled gear, the tailors out there is a huge demand for the capes. There are lots and lots of classes out there because their helm, their chest, their shoulders are being taken up by this new domination gear, that capes become a very popular one. You can see here, if we do a, we can cheese this. We can do a Control F and search for back piece. You can see just how many classes it's now going to be suggested to wear the cape. The legendary cape wasn't obviously a really good one previously for many people, but now everybody wants it. And this pattern continues further. Those who have spent a lot of gold leveling Umberhide and Bone Shatter gear with their leatherworkers, ooh, leatherworking is not going to be as favourable as it once was. There's only a few pieces that a few classes are going to be interested in. Weirdly, Umberhide, for example, it tends to be the sort of the healers and the tanks that are actually looking for this sort of gear. And Bone Shatter gear, you guys may have already seen up until recently, it's relatively difficult to sell your Bone Shatter pieces. Now it's going to be even more difficult, as the shamans and the hunters tend to want something else. And the smart of you will already have seen, dual crafting is going to go mental. So many classes are going to want either the ring or the necklace. It's not even funny. There were so many of them that I stopped listing out each individual ones that they were going to be, and just basically said, right, most 50% of the game is going to want either their legendary in the ring slot or the necklace. This is going to mean dual crafting is going to go crazy. There's a few things that will happen with this as well. Ore prices are going to go mental. If you happen to have a farming character and you want to go out and gather some ore to sell some ore, that's another good way of making a pretty penny, I'm not going to lie. The ore prices have already started to spike, and I would imagine it's probably due to people trying to level up their dual crafting, as it is one of the cheaper legendary professions to level up. But this cheat sheet, boys and girls, as you should probably know if you're a regular to the channel, is available in our Discord. The link to it is down below, so jump into the Discord and you can have yourselves a copy of this for all of your crafting needs. But in regards to everybody else that's more interested into exactly which is going to be their best slot for their legendary to go in, and more importantly what their potential best in slot legendary will be, I will leave a link to this Wowhead article down below as well. But to summarise, tailors make those capes, dual crafters get making everything, as your wares are going to be in high demand for sure. But I'll leave it there, boys and girls. I hope this video was helpful to you. I hope that helps clarify some of the questions I've been seeing recently about this setup. Give the video a like if you enjoyed it, subscribe if you're new around here, and I'll catch you guys next time. Peace.